Hey guys, welcome back for another episode of the Crypto Forecast. Today we're going to be looking at the price of Bitcoin. This is the BTC USD from Bitstamp as usual, and I'm looking at the daily candles. And on this video, I wanted to talk about this trend line that we've been following for the past few months. We had one touch, two, three, four touches, and in the fifth touch, the price went below the line. So I wanted to talk about this. And by the way, my last update for premium members, I was talking about this trend line. It was the 22nd of May. I'm not going to read the text word by word, but this you can pause the video and read it yourself. I was talking about this trend line here when the price was just touching the trend line. So there's three possibilities here. One is that the price bounces on the trend line, which is the assumption always. When the price is following a trend, you follow the trend until the end when it bends. You follow the trend until the price stops following the trend. But the assumption is that you want to follow the trend until the end, until it doesn't follow the trend anymore. So the assumption here is that the price is going to bounce on the trend line and continue up. The other two possibilities is that the price goes below the trend line, showing significant volume. So when the price is breaking, at the moment of breaking the trend line, it shows significant red, a spike of red volume, then it means it will probably go deeper. It means this is probably the beginning of a downswing. And the other possibility is that the price just ignores the trend line and goes below it, but it doesn't show any significant volume. It doesn't show breakdown volume. Instead, the volume stays the same or continues to tighten. And this, more often than not, it means that the price is going to consolidate at that level. And that's what I was explaining in that piece of text on the Telegram channel, that if the price goes below the trend line, but it doesn't show any significant volume, then it probably means it'll just consolidate at around $9,000. And that's exactly what happened here. That's what we have here. The price went below the trend line, but the volume continued to tighten. So it means it's probably just consolidating. I saw some people freaking out and start calling for 6,000 and very low targets. The volume doesn't show a trend reversal here so far. Instead, what we have here is actually a tightening pattern, which means we're doing lower highs and higher lows while the volume is tightening. This is called a tightening pattern, and it's usually a continuation pattern, which means when it breaks, it usually breaks vertical, and it usually breaks continuing in the direction that the price was coming. So in this case, because the price was coming from down up, continuation, it means it'll continue up. So the assumption is that when this tightening pattern breaks, it'll break vertical in the upside. But of course, sometimes they break in the downside as well. There's nothing that is 100% sure in markets. The way you get the target in the upside is the same way you get the target in the downside. However, for the time being, I think this is going to continue to tighten for a while longer. If you pay attention here to the volume bars, you see there's an orange line that goes through the volume bars here. This is the average volume for the past 20 bars. In this case, for the past 20 days, because we're looking at the daily candles. So I don't expect a break of this pattern until the average volume line is way down, and it actually stays down for a little bit. For example, here you see the average volume line. It's all the way down here. It's much lower than it is right now, and it actually stays down there for some time. When and if this happens, then I will start to calculate the targets in the upside and in the downside. But until then, I expect the price to consolidate, and the middle level is about $9,000. So it can go above and below 9,000 while the volume continues to tighten, and it means we're just, forming this tightening pattern, this continuation pattern. Now, if we make a higher high or a lower low, then I'm going to have to change my assessment, and I will update on that. But so long as the price continues to tighten, making lower highs and higher lows, and the volume continues to tighten, I'm going to assume we're forming a continuation pattern, and eventually it'll break vertical in the upside or in the downside. But for the time being, I expect this to continue to tighten for a while longer at around $9,000. That's what I have today for the price of Bitcoin. Thank you very much, guys, for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.